Welcome to the very first episode of Fade the Noise, your new source for sports betting info, bold predictions, and unique insight from experienced cappers. At the end of each episode, we're going to do a lock it in segment where our experts are going to give out their favorite picks for the upcoming slate. I'm your host, Erik, and we're really excited to finally be launching this thing. Let me introduce today's participants. First up is going to be Joe. He is the founder of Moneyline Hacks. He is an MMA expert and the #1 verified expert on Action Network across all sports.
Yes, sir. Doing good. Just happy to get this podcast up and running. We're going to have a lot of fun with it. We're going to be rotating analysts in and out on our podcast, and this will be a every Friday thing. So real excited. And, Moneyline Hacks, that was started a few years ago. Ever since then, we've built our community up to over 3,400 members. And to nearly 20,000 followers, from Twitter to Action Network, across all social media platforms and betting media. So wanted to start this podcast to give extra content to our followers, our subscribers, and our community all around. So stick around, and every week we'll be having MMA conversation and MLB and everything else that's going on that day.
Cool. Thank you. So then on the other side, we've got Aaron, who is an experienced football and baseball bettor. We're in the awkward time where nobody has any football to blow money on, but it's coming up quicker than we think every single time. And he's also an experienced baseball bettor and also a community capper for Moneyline Hacks. So, Aaron, how are you doing today?
Not bad, man. Just looking at this somewhat tricky slate of today for baseball, but
Yeah.
happy this is all going. Happy to be here.
Yeah.
And
Great.
there's plenty of opportunities to make some money. Long season though. So, but we'll get it. It'll be a good run.
All right. Thank you for that introduction. And as Joe mentioned before, we're going to have a rotation of analysts joining us. They're going to have different insights on different sports, and it's really going to depend on what is coming up and where there's value and money to be made. So regardless, for every Friday, we're going to start with UFC when there is UFC. And so for today, I am going to throw it over to Joe to discuss this upcoming UFC card. And we're going to start with the co-main event, which is, I am really bad at pronouncing these names, so I'm just going to pass it off.
All right. Co-main event is a lightweight bout between Mateusz Gamrot and Ludovic Klein. This is gonna be a pretty good fight. I think it's gonna be pretty exciting and a little competitive as well. But I do think, just right off the bat, I'm gonna tell you, I think Mateusz Gamrot just takes it. That might be a best bet. We'll see. Stick around to the end of the show where we will do our best bet segment. But for right now, I'm just going to break it down. Gamrot's elite wrestling and his experience against top tier opponents is going to be the deciding factor here. He's already fought people like Dan Hooker, went to a split decision with him. Dan Hooker's a dog, and he's just fought the more top experience echelon of fighters. He's fought Jalen Turner. He's seen so many different looks. It's crazy. So Gamrot has always been one of my favorites. I think he only has 3 losses. I think Ludovic Klein has 4 losses, and their wins are in the 20s. So similar record, but not similar experience, not similar level of competition. So give me Gamrot. And stick around, and that just may be a best bet, and I'll tell you exactly what to do with Gamrot.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the fight. We'll see what happens. Do you know their respective rankings?
I don't know where Gamrat falls in. I believe he is a top 10 fighter.
I think so too.
Yeah, I know he's ranked for sure. I don't know if Klein is ranked. If he's ranked, he's outside the top 10, somewhere between that 10 to 15 range. And if he's not ranked, he should be just looking into the top 15. So um, that's where he is. I know Gamrot's a step up in competition. So if he does happen to beat Gamrot, um, he'll definitely be in the top 10.
Okay,
Good question.
thanks. Yeah, thank you. I only asked because I've seen the Gamrot name multiple times, and I don't know if I've ever seen Klein, and so
Yeah.
those are always the exciting matchups in the UFC. And then we will switch over to the main event, which is Erin Blanchfield versus Macy Barber for the women's flyweight.
Awesome. Yeah, so this is going to be a good one, a good main event, women main event at that. We don't get many of those per year. It takes a lot of criticism actually to put a woman on a main event in the MMA world, but I think this is justified. Erin Blanchfield's a dog. She's at the top of her game. She has some of the best wrestling for a girl, and in the UFC, and Macy Barber, she's the future, as it says in her nickname, Macy the Future Barber. So I don't know, she might have to fight Ian Gary for that nickname, but for right now, it's her. Um, I, this one, I'll just say right out the bat, I like Blanchfield to win, and I like the over 1.5 rounds in this. Macy's not going to get finished early. I think if you parlay over 1.5 rounds, I think 1.5 rounds may be an alternate line. So grab that over 1.5 rounds, pair it with Blanchfield to win, and you should have yourself some decent odds. I'm saying I think it would be around plus 100. Minus 105 around there. I think if you parlay those two together, because Blanchfield straight up is around minus 250 right now, I believe, and then over 1.5 rounds as the alternate line is minus 275. Put those bad boys together, and you might get yourself some plus money. I like Blanchfield because she just has relentless grappling. Like she has great cardio, relentless grappling. I believe she has 2 losses, and both those losses were to top tier contenders. She lost to Tracy Cortez a few years ago, who was undefeated at the time at like 9-0. Cortez is an amazing fighter, and then she lost to Manon Fiorot, just last year. So, and Fiorot just fought for the belt, I think a week or two ago. So she's lost to high level competition. This is kind of like similar to the Gamrot fight, to where this is a big step up for Macy. And Erin's has just faced a little bit of the better competition. So give me Blanchfield to win and over 1.5 on that parlay.
Okay. Thanks for the explanation. And yeah, after seeing Fiorot fight, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I can say, she gave Shevchenko a hard time. And so, being able to even go the distance with her or compete against her in general is an impressive feat in the UFC. Cool.
Agreed.
All right.
Agreed. That was a big step up for Fiorot, and she got big sistered.
I still think there's some controversy about the the grading from the judges on the last big UFC card, but
these judges,
it's all set in stone, so there's nothing else we can do.
These judges need to just, right there on the card, they need to be held accountable. Just, pop your address out there right on live TV. I think the judging would be a little better after that, because people are mad. People are mad at these judges. Some people think it's ruining the sport.
Yeah, I mean, it's a subjective thing. Everybody grades everything differently. It's, been known to cause controversies in the past, and I think that's the main reason why, well, other than it being good for the sport and the business, that finishes are encouraged. Don't let it go to the judges.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Got some good info from Joe there for the upcoming UFC card. And now we are going to switch over to baseball. So for the upcoming slate of games, we're going to talk Yankees and Dodgers first, which I know is a big deal. Storied rivalry, generally at a higher level. Joe is a lifelong Dodgers fan, in case anyone missed that. And we're going to turn to Aaron to get some insight on the game itself. What do you got?
Got all the wonder if Tony Gonsolin's gonna deal tonight, or I can tell you that much. Is he gonna be back today or not? 'Cause I mean, he doesn't have great numbers lately.
No.
But if he's, what do they call him, the cat? What if he's back today, then you still got all green WRC, everything WOBA, everything's green for the Yankees versus right-handed pitchers. I mean, it's just hard to look at pitcher versus batters or pitcher versus this whole team in general and be like, yeah, Dodgers got this first five, especially. I just
Yeah,
can't get there.
it's incredibly difficult. I understand why, and especially with matchups like this, especially when you have an elite pitcher versus a team of elite batters, you only have so many numbers to reference and so much history. So coming up with an angle is difficult. Max Fried has had a great record against the
Yeah, and that's the
Dodgers and
thing
the
too. It's
season
like
in
Max
general.
Fried, man. Like, you got Fried versus Gonsolin. I mean, should be a clear favorite, but there was a lot of Dodgers money coming in overnight, early morning. I mean, I almost was going to take the Yankees last night. I think they were minus 120 or something last night. I think it's damn near even now. So pick them almost. I mean, I never picked a side. There's batters in there. There's a lot of plays on LeMahieu. Let's see. I mean, you got Cody Bellinger, who's always playing well, especially recently. I
Every
just,
time.
I don't know. I might grab a few player props in that game and just watch it. I'm gonna watch that whole series though.
Okay, question for you then. If, say, Tony Gonsolin doesn't return to top form, it seems like an obvious Yankees win, right?
I mean, I was looking at the Dodgers bullpen,
Oh, in
and
case they need to pull him early?
yeah, and I mean, last three, Tanner Scott, 26 pitches, Casparius, 20 pitches last five too. So maybe Casparius. You could always count on that guy.
Yeah.
Trevino, 36 in the last three. I mean, other than that, it's not so bad, but I don't know. Like I'm saying, maybe you need Gonsolin to deal it and Casparius to come in and just keep it rolling. Maybe.
Yeah, I would agree with
Once
that.
the
Are
game goes
there
under, I,
fair point?
I spent a lot of time stressing this game.
It's always a difficult series, and especially when you have this much talent on two teams in the same league that normally don't see each other very often. So, in that game, is there anyone that you would keep an eye on for home runs or for going off from the batting side of things? Either team.
I
I'm
would,
just curious.
I like the LeMahieu play. Maybe total bases. I didn't look at the numbers for it, but maybe him or Bellinger. I think there's a good chance they walk Otani tonight. Maybe a walk.
Yeah,
Depends on if anybody can get on base on Fried, Max Fried.
yeah,
But
I
I
completely
like the
get it.
walk. You usually get plus money for it.
Yeah, that's a fair point. All right, cool. Thanks. Joe, you got anything to add for the Yankees Dodgers game besides go Dodgers?
Yeah, well, first of all, go Dodgers. But I'm more of a stats guy when it comes to baseball. I like reading the stats, and you saw Aaron and Erik reference basically Gonsolin versus Fried. Um, this is why. Fried has allowed one ER or fewer in 7 of his last 8 starts. Yankees are 8-1 in Fried starts. Gonsolin, on the other hand, and don't forget Fried's 1.3 ERA, but Gonsolin, on the other hand, 4.7 ERA, as of this season. Allowed 4+ runs in 3 out of his last 5 starts, and his opponents are batting 0.28 against him. So it's just those are the numbers there. It is basically if Gonsolin is back or not today. That will be the deciding factor on if the Dodgers are going to pull it off today. But it's all about the series, not just about this one game. But if we are going this one game, it's looking like a lopsided pitching matchup. So, but we Dodgers, Yankees, both loaded with star power, top to bottom. Dodgers have a good bullpen. Anything's possible, but the consensus seems to be that it is a lopsided pitching matchup today.
Okay.
Yankees have won 7 out of their 10, 7 out of their last 10 road games, and Dodgers are 5-2 in their last 7 home games. So they're both pretty comfortable tonight. That should kind of like neutralize each other. I think the Yankees are just a little more hot right now. One thing to look out for.
The Dodgers are still like 27-9 or 27-10 at home or something like that. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, they could still play at home. It's not all, not everybody's the Angels,
Yeah. Now Dodgers are good. They're good at home. And then honestly, the over might be a good spot. Even though we got fried. If things unravel on the Dodgers end, then that over might be start looking pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what we all just heard was the closest that we will ever get to Joe saying to pick against the Dodgers.
Not for the series, just the game.
Just for
To be
this
fair, too,
specific game.
both pitchers are throwing fastballs like over 35-40% of the time, and both of these teams can hit fastballs. So, I mean, there might be some balls in play more than I'm thinking. Every
I think the
pitcher's got to
overs
have a day.
I think the over's pretty sneaky. I don't know. I'm liking it. Dodgers have also gone over in 6 out of their last 8 games at their stadium. So,
That's true.
depending on that line, you could do a team.
Yeah, like a team total.
Yeah.
Yeah, 9 is a rough line, I think, for overall game total.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The over hit in 11 of their last 14 home games. Over 9
There
plus
you go.
100 when that was posted. I didn't know that.
Okay. We're going to see what happens then, and, fingers crossed that everybody's able to make some money on it, and we'll move on to the second MLB game, which is going to be Brewers and Phillies. So, Aaron, what do you got on this one?
Man, I went to sleep, woke up wanting to play the Brewers, at least team total over something. The Braves playing that doubleheader yesterday. Or Phillies, I'm sorry. Against the Braves, they played it. And then they got Taiwan Walker starting too.
Yeah,
And
totally fair points.
I slept on it. I don't know. Because his last 2 starts, I mean, well, versus the Cardinals was one. 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, fifth 3 run. That was the Rockies. I guess never mind. I'm not sticking up for this guy. I still don't want to. I'm not a Walker fan. I got it over here somewhere.
What about a Hall fan? I mean, the Phillies are
This guy
stacked.
that's starting, he's supposed to pitch like an inning or 2, and then Priester's gonna come in.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah,
So what is it, a
he's a
bullpen
reliever
game?
kind of guy. I think Quinn Priester doesn't. I don't know this. I guess he has a blister or some shit too. I'm not sure. I couldn't really find much on that, but he's a weenie for that, whatever it is, and they're starting some other guy, and he's gonna play after him, and I don't know, man. That's maybe an over game here for me too. I was thinking because I can't really trust this Hall guy, and I didn't pull anything up for him. I just know I'm not gonna trust him. He'd probably give up 1 or 2, maybe 1, at least some hit.
Yeah.
And then who is it? the Priester. I think it's like Bryson Stott, and there's a couple people that consistently hit this guy pretty well, as little as they've seen him, small sample size, but it's just
Yeah, of
Taiwan
course.
Walker, man. 5 innings, 3 earned, 3 innings, 2 earned, 3 innings, no earned. That was versus the Rays before they got hot. Washington, 5 2/3, 1 earned. I mean, what's the Cubs, 3 2 earned. San Francisco, 5 4 earned. I don't know if that was at or away, but
So how would you summarize that?
untrustworthy.
Okay, totally
Plus,
fair.
he'll walk some
And
folks too. I mean, he'll walk you. He'll like give up your hits, give you some runs.
yeah.
There's nothing green on here except the Tampa Bay game.
And would you say both teams have, above average batters?
Yeah, I don't say anything positive about Milwaukee quite yet. He can get some strikeouts tonight. Maybe a
Okay.
sneaky little Taiwan strikeout prop.
Okay.
Because
All right. That's a good tip.
I bet you there's 3 guys on the Brewers that are going to strike out 2 or plus times themselves just because they can't hit the ball. But
Yeah. Looks like current
I
line's
couldn't.
at 4.
I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, Churio, Frelick, maybe not to do well.
Okay. What would you think about the first inning then?
And
Just
is
out of
Bryce Harper
curiosity.
playing? I don't know if Bryce Harper's playing yet.
We'll have to wait if it's a game time decision. But with 2 untrustworthy pitchers, you think run in the first inning, run in the second inning? This is more just a personal question, not an official play. Just my
I
curiosity.
might like
So
sometimes like out there Yurfy Nerfy plays sometimes, but sometimes I'll like I would take the Nerfy, but then I might take Phillies first inning money line also with a little bit. I mean, I don't really do that often, but it'd be tough telling the first inning, especially with this haul. Can't say I'm real keen or know much about the guy right now, but
yeah,
I would have
for sure.
trusted Priester more. So we'll see how the early game goes. It's gonna be a little dicey. It's gonna get a little western.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like it's going to be a wild game, and I have actually never heard anybody say Yurfy and Nerfy before, and that might be my new favorite thing ever that I've ever heard in my entire 34 years on this earth. And so, thank you for that. And
Anytime.
I'll pass it over. I'll pass it over to Joe. You got anything else to say about that game?
Yeah. So looks like it's 2 unreliable pitchers. When in doubt, go with the stats, especially when the lines are this close. Despite Aaron hating Walker, he's allowed 3 yards and fewer in 9 of his last 10 starts. Phillies have won out of the last 3 out of the Phillies have won 3 out of Walker's last 4 starts. And the Brewers are just unreliable right now. Hall is unreliable. Recently called up from the minors, probably play limited innings. We don't know what's going on there. So I think Walker's the one to go with today. And then just as a team, I think the Phillies are the ones to go with. I mean, they've won 5 out of the last 7 head-to-head meetings against the Brewers. Brewers are 2-5 in their last 7 games as road underdogs. And Phillies have even covered the lines in 7 out of their last 10 home wins. All the stats are pointing to Phillies. I feel like the eye test is pointing to Phillies. Give me Phillies minus 130. And if you don't want to play the money line on that game, I think the under is a good one. The Phillies have gone under 80% of the last 5 home games. So
They're a very good home team.
yeah, they have
Interesting.
momentum.
I'm looking at RotoWire at the bullpen, and they got 3.5, 3 guys that went 30, almost 35 plus pitches apiece in the last 3 days. Strom, Romano, and Kirkering. And
Bullpen's exhausted.
yeah, they might have a little bit of use on him. 56. Definitely not seeing Strom. Probably not Romano or Kirkering. They'll have three, but that's what I mean. You're gonna need one of those. Here goes this Walker guy giving up 2 runs when I needed him to give up 4. Every time I bet against him, dude. That's another reason I don't like him. So
He's one of those.
he needs to
Everyone's
stay in
got
there
him.
today, though.
All
We'll
right.
see. I mean, if the pitcher's that bad and they jump out to an early lead, you never know. We'll have to wait
I
and
mean, the
see.
Brewers are the same. They got 5 guys in the red, 3 kind of used up. So, yeah, we'll see.
Cool. All right.
That
Thank you
could be
both
the
for the
point of them
input.
bringing in Priester late. Maybe he's supposed to go to the 6th or a little later, come in the 2nd.
And we will wrap up our MLB slate with Tigers and Royals. Joe, why don't you start us off this time?
All right. Who we got? Lugo versus Mize? How do you pronounce that? I'm good. I could do UFC
Casey
names
Mize.
all day. Casey Mize. 6-1 starting, 2.4 ERA versus Seth Lugo's 3-4 record, 3.2 ERA.
Yeah.
Looks like Casey has the better stats, right? Two earned runs in or fewer in 7 straight outings. And Royals lost 4 out of Lugo's last 5 starts due to lack of run support. Another lopsided pitching matchup there. We'll see. I like Riley Green. He's hitting 3.3. Leads the team with 10 home runs, 32 RBIs. The team as a whole is averaging 5.2 runs a game over the last 10 games. That's great. Bobby Witt Jr. on the Royals struggling. Give me the Tigers. Give me the Tigers.
Yeah.
I don't need to dig too deep. I mean, I like the Tigers today.
Yeah. It's a long season, and Tigers are, low-key good now. I remember not that long ago, they were rebuilding from scratch, and, you had one good piece after another, and all of a sudden things start coming together. Granted, it's the Royals, but still, it's, they're moving in the right direction as an organization. They have a lot of talented people now.
They are, and they're on a 4-game winning streak. In that winning streak, they've outscored opponents 26-12. Meanwhile, Royals have lost 8 out of their last 10. And if you don't want to play a side on this, a money line side, then I like the under again. I'm an unders guy, so it's about 70% of the last 6 Tigers Royals matchups have gone under.
Interesting. Okay, yeah. I mean, baseball totals in general scare me as a bettor purely because just it takes one inning,
Yeah.
one guy having a bad day and all of a sudden things go off. And so, as everyone in my life constantly tells me, scared money don't make money. Yeah,
Ain't
play
that
what
the
the
truth?
experts tell you.
Ain't that the truth? I mean, and the under's 8. It's at 8.5, so it's not like a
Right.
low number. If
Yeah.
once you get around 7.5 in this league, I used to say 6.5, but now with how much the firepower and the juiced up balls, it's 6.5 is no longer a big a line I rely on for under, but 8.5 is fine. So
Okay. Thanks, Joe. Aaron, what do you think about this game?
I feel like it's only right to keep taking the Tigers. I feel like the Tigers paid me every day this week.
Oh, yeah?
I can't take them. I can't take it away from them. Yeah, they're like, I don't even know what their odds are today. I think they were like minus 120, and I was waiting and I was watching it. That's what it was.
Those
I
are
was
great
stacking them.
odds.
it's
Yeah, that's what
baseball,
I'm
man.
saying. They keep giving it to me, but I know it's Seth Lugo, and I know last time they saw Casey Mize, I'm pretty sure they hit him pretty well. That's what I was looking for.
So, just out of curiosity, you said they've they've been paying you all week. Is that on sides? Have you been
Yeah,
placing
just
money
taking
line
the money
bets?
line on the Tigers. I think the last 3 days or so, 4 days.
Okay, yeah, ride the hot hand.
Um, yeah, I'm not looking back far enough, but I'm pretty sure they got to Mize last time, and I'm pretty sure he's better now. Like this is a new Casey Mize. Whatever happened, his last couple games are much better than his earlier games. And I don't know. I mean, I'm a Seth Lugo fan. Well, I dislike the Royals so much because I did like the Royals last year quite a bit. And I hate betting on the Royals and losing. And they're not good at home. They're not good. I mean, a few days ago, they're not good like a week ago. They're real hard to get a grasp on when I need to bet the Royals and be right about it. And I just don't think I'm counting on it today either, man. I just like he was talking about Riley Green. I love that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally get it then. Seems like easy layup. There's probably a lot of favorable props out there, and it looks like
Yeah,
today is a
looks like
fairly lopsided.
Bobby Witt's your best player. It doesn't look like he fares too well against. It's not this matchup, you know. I mean, watch me bet the Tigers and the Royals win. I mean, it's a AL Central go. I like he's talking about the under though. AL Central, you can almost take the unders and just bet it and forget it. So that'd probably be where I would lean most in there and under. They're probably both
Okay,
going to pitch well at the Royals in the AL Central game. I mean, that sounds about right.
cool. Awesome. Thank you, Aaron. So, appreciate all the coverage. And the last thing we're going to talk about before we get to the picks or lock it in segment is going to be Knicks Pacers in the NBA for tomorrow's game. They survived another day. Things are going to continue, and I wanted to get y'all's opinions, see who's going to the finals. Joe, what do you got?
Pacers, Halliburton, he's been on fire except the last two games. But before that, he was on fire. I think he returns to form this weekend. I like the Pacers to win at home. Looks like their home record was 29-11 during the regular season and 11-2 in home playoffs. That could be a little off, but yeah, they're a really good team. At home, I know the Knicks got some momentum. They're keeping the series close. I want to say it was a blowout, but they had a respectable, dominant win against the Pacers in the last outing. But yeah, give me the Knicks. I think Knicks in 6. I think they're gonna get it. Look for Halliburton. I'm sorry,
Knicks are okay.
Pacers. Pacers in
Okay.
6. So Pacers
Okay.
with the home advantage. Knicks with the momentum, but I think Pacers shut that down this weekend and win in 6.
Yeah,
Uh,
I tend to agree with you.
yeah.
It's been
Halliburton,
lopsided.
yeah, he didn't show up at all last game, but he had a triple-double the game before that. So I think as long as Halliburton shows up like that, Pascal Siakam continues doing what he's been doing. He's been phenomenal in this series. The postseason as a whole, he's been good. And Karl Anthony Towns is nursing that knee injury. I mean, I know how these things go, especially when you come out how he did the last game, having 24 points and 13 boards. Um, Sometimes the next game, you got to rest that knee up again. He's been nursing that injury, so unless they get some spectacular performances out of their role players, I think the Knicks will be going home on Saturday.
Is completely fair. I tend to agree. And honestly, in these situations, sometimes I wonder if the road team doesn't take their foot off the gas a little bit because they want to finish things at home. No traveling, it's comfortable, you got home court, crowd, family, everything. And I don't think it's a conscious thing.
Yeah.
But it just, from what I've seen, just observing the league over the last several years, it happens a surprising amount where a dominant team will all of a sudden just, get pushed back home for a final game and lock it down there.
Yeah, and
So,
plus, Daddy's home. So Halliburton's dad is going to be watching him. He's going to be, what he did last time and what he does almost every time Daddy's watching in the postseason. So let's go Pacers.
yeah, make him proud. Aaron, you got anything to add?
Yeah, I feel like I'm on the same page on the big Pacers train here and nothing, but I feel like it's just gonna be I think I had Pacers team total over like 107 or 109 or something last game. 107, I want to say. Didn't get there obviously, but I mean, I just feel like it's gonna be a total flip flop this next game, and that's it. Pacers gonna win. Um,
Unscheduled, what do you think about the matchup? If, say, the Pacers do win, okay, it seems like everybody's on the Pacers, and with good reason. It's been a lopsided series. Do we think they can compare to the Thunder?
mm, I really just think it's about
Gut reaction, man. You don't have to do any research. I'm just
no,
curious what you think.
no research. It's just, I mean, they can just make anybody turn the ball over, and then it's our ball. And you've never had this many turnovers. Sit down, boy. Give me that ball. It's like, Jesus Christ, these Thunder are ruthless. I bet they're all sitting in the locker room like, bro, Jesus.
I agree. I was on that Pacers bandwagon for a while, but I've been, I was one that was very skeptical of OKC. I always knew the talent they had, especially for the last couple of years. They're growing, they're young. Last year they just couldn't get it done. I've seen I just didn't know if they could get it done this year, but they've showed me that they can get it done. They most likely will get it done, and they are like rabid animals on that defense. They just lead in multiple categories in the regular season for defense, for defensive turnovers, and um, they're playing their absolute best
Mhm.
ball and what they're
So,
yeah. Caruso's showing up. He's being the veteran he should be. The young guys are just, you know, leveling up before our eyes. And
And it's finally over. We don't have all those people that are like, Ant's better than SGA.
yeah, I
There's
mean, I
you
wasn't
talking about
on.
for
I mean,
MVP?
no, I didn't. I didn't take anything. I'm kind of upset at myself. I was talking. I talked to a couple people quite a bit, but didn't take the OKC at the beginning of the season when they're gonna win the West, dude. They're gonna win. They're gonna win it all. And it's like, why didn't I do that? I don't really bet a lot
Well,
of
anything can
futures, but
happen. I agree. Futures are challenging. Cool. Well, sorry for throwing us off track a little bit. Just curious to get y'all's opinions. We're gonna move on to our final segment and get those picks. So let's start lock it in. We'll begin the way we began the show with the UFC, Joe, and anything else. What do you have for us for your favorite picks?
Before we start locking in, I just want to say one thing. Zion Williamson, get it together, man. Get your stuff together. Your head is in the wrong place. Um, Man, one thing after another. When that happens, something's off balance in your life, man. Get it together. You're a professional athlete. You're supposed to be a role model. Get it together. All right. For lock it in, our best bets segment. I'm gonna go with Tyrese Halliburton over 4.5 rebounds. This man be getting boards. He gets boards on boards, and I love my props. So, lock in that Tyrese Halliburton over 4.5 rebounds. He's averaging 8 rebounds at home, and guess where he is tomorrow? Home. Um, yeah, he's gonna try for daddy. So let's move to our second best bet, which is I struggled with this. We should be giving out 2 best bets. I didn't know if I wanted to give out 1 or 2 best bets, but I think it's an Aaron Judge game today. Give me Aaron Judge over 1.5 total bases. Been on a tear this season. Batting .4 average, leading the whole league in hits. And he's facing Tony Gonsolin. We didn't know Tony. We don't know where Tony's at right now. It hurt as much as it hurts me to say that. Go with Aaron Judge over 1.5 Tony bases because of Tony.
Love that. Tony bases. I'm going to start using that. Not for everyone. I mean, whoever the pitcher is. I think that's funny. Okay, cool. And yeah, I completely agree with you about Zion. I just now saw what you were referring to, and he needs to chill out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The SA charges aren't cool at all on top of everything else he's had.
Yeah, dude's cooked. I mean, it's a shame, but
such talent. They were calling him the next version of Shaq when he got drafted.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
He likes the burgers too much, and I do too. But I'm not an athlete, so we got a professional athlete at that.
I know. You could pay me millions of dollars to not eat like shit.
Yeah, it'd be a little easier.
I'd accept that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks for the picks. Nothing UFC related. Just double checking.
No, I'll have some best bets for UFC, but that's VIP. So join us in our Moneyline Hacks Network Discord, the home of Fade the Noise podcast, where you can find all our VIP picks and even more free bets from me and Aaron.
Okay, totally fair. Thank you, Joe. Aaron, what do you got for locking it in today? Sorry.
Got basketball, right? I can get away with basketball.
You can get away with whatever
Anything.
you want.
Your best bets of the week, brother.
Because I really like that Neesmith. I think it's 12.5 points and assists now.
Points plus assists? Is that 12.5?
Yeah, I think so.
Usually his points are just around 11. So that's nice.
Yeah.
I mean, his assists too. I just had it all pulled up. I'm about to be right back to it. His assists is not something he's lacking. They only put him at like a 1.5 too. I mean, but I think he's gonna go over his points. And I don't really. I mean, I guess I could just do points, but I have to look at the numbers, see which one I can get better. But yeah, points and assists or points for Neesmith for sure. I feel like he is what the Pacers are gonna do. They're gonna come out and win tomorrow. Neesmith's gonna come out and drop some points for me.
Okay.
And then I'm still getting there with I can't Miami, man. Like I can't leave Miami alone. I can't get them out of my head. The Marlins, first 5 money line Marlins. I think it's Cal Quantrill. I think it's perfect, and they've been doing it too. Like if you've taken the Marlins to win lately, they're up quite a bit of money. But this versus the Giants don't hit that good on the road. They're not a good road team generally, anyways. So I just don't want to. I think the Fish are on a little hot streak. That's all.
Nothing wrong with that. Love it. So first 5 money line for the Marlins.
Yeah, I think it was like plus 120, plus 122 or something when I took it.
I'm loving that best bet because I have, I'm just going to say it right here. One of our VIP picks today is the Marlins money line. So I'm loving that first 5 read that you have. It's nice.
I think they get it done. And that's on the Giants. Let's just to double check. They keep changing their damn name.
You're all good, man. Surprised no one had anything for, Aaron, that you didn't have anything for the slate we talked about, although I know you were struggling for some of those
baseball
games. Yeah, it's hard to find value in lopsided matchups.
Yeah, I mean, I bet the Reds team total. I do like that one, but that game's starting right now. I mean, and then it just kept. I didn't gain any value there. I lost a little bit of value. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, that is a smart betting move. It is about finding value and cashing in.
I mean, the Giants, I don't know. We'll see how this bullpen is. They don't look that bad. But Miami's just cooking, man. I can't fade the Fish right now. Doesn't seem profitable.
Perfect. Completely agree then. All right. Well, you got your free picks and things have been locked in. Got some good information from both of our, well, guest and co-host slash expert. Thank you for joining us for the very first episode of Fade the Noise. And I hope you cash it in this weekend. Enjoy the games, enjoy the fights, and come see us again next week. Thank you.
Yes, sir.